As we get our viewers more of what Rajiv Kumar, the Chief Election Commissioner, said about the learnings of the Election Commission a day ahead of the D-Day, the Chief Election Commissioner addressed a key press conference today highlighting the key learnings from the 2024 polls. One of the factors that Rajiv Kumar stressed upon was how the process of conducting voting should have been completed before summertime. Remember, many poll workers died during the election process and a lower voter turnout was witnessed in several parts of the country due to the heat. However, the poll panel chief also said that it is a big election and we were forced and forces are needed, but the time taken for the process could have been reduced. Now, the poll body chief also mentioned other key takeaways from these big polls. Listen in.
चुनाव हमें कम से कम 1 महीने पहले खत्म कर देना चाहिए, इतनी गर्मी में नहीं जाना चाहिए. दिस इज वन लर्निंग फॉर अस विच वी वांट टू कीप फॉर अस. बहुत बड़ा चुनाव है, बहुत फोर्सेस लगती हैं, बहुत मूवमेंट है. हम इससे समय को कम नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन पहले कर सकते हैं. इतनी गर्मी में नहीं करना चाहिए. दिस इज फर्स्ट लर्निंग फॉर अस. सेकंड, इस फेक नैरेटिव को लड़ने के लिए और एक और इसके लिए हमें तैयारी करनी चाहिए.
Let me go back to my colleague Rishabh for more on this. Rishabh, the Chief Election Commissioner, admitting the fact that the elections could have been preponed and they shouldn't have to go through this entire process in the heat wave that we saw in these 7 phases once again. But perhaps it's too late, considering the fact that voter turnout has been low this time. Adding to the woes, of course, was the death of a lot of polling officials who were on duty and they suffered heat strokes.
Well, definitely, the tragic news came in from Bihar, where over 18 poll officials, people who were indulged in polling, died because of heat wave. Throughout India, more than 50 people have succumbed to death because of heat wave, and today Election Commissioner himself accepting that this should have not happened. The election should have been preponed by a month, for that matter. Derai Durust is something that we can say. All of us have this feeling that in this heat, people who are like me, people like all the reporters from Times Network or all other networks who were on ground, be it in Amethi, be it in Lucknow, be it in Jaipur, Kota, for that matter in Bihar, or that matter even in Delhi on 25th, when Delhi was polling, the temperature here was something around 46 to 47 on an average. And that is something that is inhuman for even the voters to turn up at polling booth and stand in queue for their turn. And that is something that the Election Commission of India has now realized, and they have openly said that this election should have taken place a month ago. So for that matter, as Election Commissioner was talking about the learnings, this was the first learning that he spoke about, so which means that from next time onwards, Election Commission will definitely take the weather conditions also in consideration. Remember when the first elections took place in this country, 1952, Ladakh voted in 1951 itself. And Ladakhis were the first official voters in this country, given that when the elections were taking place in the January of 1952, it was all snow there, and it wouldn't have been possible for Election Commission of India to conduct that election. And that's the reason that the Ladakh polls went beforehand. It happened beforehand, and something that Election Commission of India now believe that weather conditions and the climate also needs to be taken into consideration before announcing poll. Apart from that, also when we talk about the lower turnout, most of these phases, the 7 phases, were either placed on a Friday or a Monday, and Election Commission felt that given the 3-day break, people chose to go out on tours, and that is something that has also affected the voting percentage. But even after that, India has a record voter turnout. India's voter turnout this time around was 1.5 of the G7 countries combined, and also if compared
Yes.
to 2.5 of European Union combined. And that shows the vibrance, that shows the diversity, that shows the scale of Indian elections that has just concluded, and the counting will happen tomorrow.
Sure.